Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Tuesday, September the 18th, and welcome to our video commentary. You know, I'm sure all of you have seen or have heard or read the book or seen the movie A Christmas Carol. This is, of course, the story of Charles Dickens, where three ghosts appear to Scrooge: the past, the present, the future. And of course, the most interesting one is the future because he gets to see the future, but as the ghost says, this doesn't have to be your future. You can still change. And of course, he does, and he has a much happier life. Well, I think over the last year or so, we have seen the future, politically speaking, that is, the future if the Democrat Party were to take over the House or the Senate. Over in the House, you have totally, completely reckless calls for impeachment. Impeachment is a very serious thing. You know, the Constitution is very clear about impeachment. It's not just, well, we don't like you or we don't like the election. No, impeachment is a very serious matter, and you have to write articles of impeachment, and then you have to make the case to the House or to the American people, in essence. If it gets out of the House, as has happened twice with President Clinton and President Johnson back in the 1860s, then it goes to the Senate, and the Senate has to vote. That has never happened. The Senate has never removed the president over impeachable offenses. So this is a very serious matter, not something that you run campaigns on, not something that you just talk about because you hate Trump. And yet, that's the future we're likely to face if the House were to be taken over by the Democrats. Over in the Senate, it's been even as hilarious and as dangerous the way that the Democrats have conducted themselves in these Kavanaugh hearings. Just absolutely out of their minds. I mean, you just have to look at them and say, my goodness, what are you people smoking? What are you doing? Like, you can disagree with Judge Kavanaugh. You can say, I'm not going to vote for him. But the kind of insanity that we've seen from Senator Booker, from Senator Harris, and now this whole thing with this woman who just happens to show up with a letter and they don't tell the committee about the letter. I mean, it is absolute insanity. But this is what will happen. I mean, this kind of insanity is going to be running the House and it's going to be running the Senate if the Democrats win the House or win the Senate. So, you know, we always talk about the importance of voting, but I will tell you that anybody out there who agrees with me that this is really crazy what we're watching, you have a responsibility to vote and you have the responsibility to make sure it does not happen. Now, this year, that means you vote Republican. And you prevent the Democrats from taking over the House or the Senate. We don't know what's going to happen, but we have been exposed over the last 30 days to some pretty crazy actions by the Democrats in the Senate and in the House, and I think we have a responsibility to make sure that these are not the people running the Congress after November. So if you're not sure about voting, register and get out to vote, because this is a pretty important election, to say the least. Well, we have all of these videos on YouTube, we have them on Twitter, and we have them on my blog. And if September 18th is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.